Alright, well, good morning everybody on this blustery Saturday morning. Everything's going to be facing the right way now. Someone in a couple videos back asked why everything was backward. Everything has a left-hand thread. What's the deal? I was using my front-facing camera so I can make sure you didn't have to look at my ugly face. But anyhow, I got the camera flipped around. I hope everything's in frame. I think it is. Anyhow, moving on with our project. We are now to the point to where we can add our Sig Stix-it to our model. We've stripped it. We've went over everything, added what we needed to add, smoothed everything out, filled any holes, any gaps, and then we sealed our wood. Fortunately, this model only needed 2 coats of sealer, and I'll tell you how you can tell. When you brush your first coat on, the wood absorbs it. It's like it's shiny and then it turns dull. When you apply your second coat, it stays shiny a little longer. That means your wood is sealed. So, I mean, that's going to dry right there, and the butyrate is going to grab hold of whatever you throw at it now instead of the wood. So now we have to mix up our Stix-it, and you want to use your butyrate thinner and your Sig Stix-it. Now this stuff comes thicker than it really needs to from the factory. Sorry, I'm wiggling the table. So what I did, bought a small can of it, used it, and now we got an empty can. And what I'm going to do, this is more than I'll ever use on the model. It's empty. So what I'll do, I'll buy the big can, the biggest one they have available, and I'll just fill this half full with Stix-it and then half full with butyrate thinner. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we'll pop that open here. I apologize for the wibble wobbles, but that's all I got, man. You know, said we build airplanes in here. We don't shoot films that you're allowed to see. So we're going to open our empty can. I just peeled the label off of it. If there's something that's in a container, then that's not what it is. I like to make sure I know that's the deal. So, I mean, we got an empty can here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this and I'm going to pour some. And it can get a little messy, so not that it matters on this table, but I don't want to get it sticky either. So really this stuff is kind of like a specialized rubber cement, kind of. It's heat activated. My chair's missing a leg. So I'm going to fill it about half full with Stix-it. Alright. About there. Okay, didn't get too messy. Put the lid back on this. And make sure you put your lids on. Then they seal good. Alright. Then we're going to take our butyrate thinner. I have a special device. This can, you got to be careful because you'll spill it, especially when it's full. So I have a very special device you can buy for $199.95. I'm just kidding. I just rigged something up there to help me not to spill so much of it. It's just an air chuck. I drilled a hole in another lid. And so you come out perfect on the proper angle there. And then I'm just going to top it off with butyrate thinner. Just about like that. And forgive my shakes. And just like that. Take this off. Put it up. We get our lid back on. And of course, you probably guessed that butyrate thinner is a lot lighter than the Stix-it, so it's going to separate like the oil and water. So you can use a paint mixer if you want. No need. Get it stirred up real good. Make sure things are mixed thoroughly. Helped a guy do some work in Oregon over the summer. And we were mixing up resin, about a gallon. But we had resin in 5-gallon buckets, and he got his proportions right, and it's 50-50. But I'm looking over at him mixing, and he's doing this number. Oh, that's good. And then he applies the resin and wonders why it didn't dry. Would have dried had he mixed it up thoroughly. So just make sure you get things mixed up good. So now we have our reduced Stix-it, and this butyrate thinner and the Stix-it go together really, really well. So you can see how thin it is now. And that's what we want, okay? We don't need a big bulky mess on our airplane, and I'll tell you why. You brush raw Stix-it on your wood, you're gonna have, I'll say you're gonna have, what's gonna happen is, it's gonna dry. You're not going to see it that well. It's just going to look like a shiny spot, which is not what you want. You're going to apply your fabric on there, and then you're going to hit it with your iron. And when you hit it with your iron, that Stix-it is going to be so prevalent that it's going to weep through the fabric and get on your iron, and then you're going to have a mess on your iron. It's going to show up on your fabric really bad. It's just going to look like a really, really, really shiny spot. It's not going to be even. It's just not going to look good at all, okay? So that's why we thin it. You can actually make it thinner if you want, but you don't want to thin it out so bad to where you're not going to have any chemical actually doing any kind of work. And Stix-it, all it is a heat activated glue. Now we're ready to put it on our model. And grab it right quick. All right, there we go. I got all kinds of crap in my way, huh? Coffee cups, cigarettes. If I quit smoking, there goes my business called Smoking Okie. So, yeah. Nothing to it. And now what we want to do is apply Stix-it everywhere we're going to iron the fabric down. Anywhere you would take your monocoat and put on the airplane and hit your iron with it, that's where you want to put Stix-it. Kind of plan out ahead on how you're going to iron your fabric down. So I know I'm going to iron here, here, and I'm going to iron at the back towards the stabilizers. Probably going to iron on here through the wings, of course, and probably on this bottom side. My plan is we're going to cover our tail feathers first. Then we're going to do the fuselage, but my plan on the fuselage is we're going to wrap it, and all the seams are going to be on the bottom side. That's what I'm going for. If it doesn't look like it's going to pan out that way, which it should, I'll come back before I iron anything down and add Stix-it where I need to and let it dry completely. I'm doing this early enough in the day. I might actually be able to come back tonight and start laying fabric. That'll be another video, so I don't get chastised for having an hour-and-a-half video. We'll do that in sections, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes I get started on something and I just keep chooching through until it's done. But anyhow, we need to lay our Stix-it. So we got our Stix-it we just made. You notice I'm just using an acid brush. It doesn't have to be one of the fine ones. And then everywhere I'm going to iron, I'm going to put the Stix-it. Okay? And make sure you get your wood wet. And since we thinned it down, it's going to dry pretty flat, so I mean it's fine. If you go a little wider than what you iron, that's fine. Just wherever you stick your iron, that's where the fabric's going to stick, so keep that in mind. So we're going to get all around in our canopy. We got to run there, brush it out. You're fine. Remember, if you don't hit an iron to it, you'll be okay. So we're going to do that. I'm going to wrap around everything, so I'm not going to run an iron here. We're fine. However, I'm going to get around the motor, and I'll pull this motor before we actually start laying the fabric so it's not in the way. So, oops, I see something here I missed. The more you do with your model, the more you catch on stuff you may have missed. And you know, that's why it's important to clean your model when you're done flying for the day. I generally wait till I get home because I fly till I can't see no more. And then I get home, back to the trailer, up to the shop where we got lights. I got lights in the trailer But as I'm unloading stuff, I clean it, wipe it down. It's kind of a way of inspecting your model after every day of flight. See, I put too much on my brush there and it ran, which is fine. I'm not going to iron there, so we'll be good. And it's thinner, it's thin, so it's going to do that. And it's kind of a way of inspecting your model before you go fly again the next day or the next weekend or however. So we're going to get all that in there. I'll fold the fabric down and get all that. Okay, now, ooh, I didn't like that. Evidently I found where I spilled some coffee. But that's okay, the wood's sealed. So now we get all along that bottom. Man, it feels good to get back out here and talking to you guys and interacting with you folks on these videos. I mean, of course, kind of hurts my feelings whenever I see a thumbs down. But, you know, it is what it is. There's people out there that just go around disliking videos because they don't have nothing else better to do. Okay, now, this area where we're going to bolt the landing gear, I'm going to go ahead and coat the whole thing because I'm going to iron it down really good there. Okay? Anytime I've got a fixture that's going to bolt to the airplane, just iron it down. That way you don't have any problems. You don't have to. It's just my little thing. This airplane you can't beat. It was my second airplane in life. And I mean, I flew the piss out of it. Unfortunately, it didn't survive the move from Oklahoma to Montana, which really kind of hurt my feelings. I left the pieces in the mudroom for 9-10 years. And I mean, it hurt my feelings. You know, I get attached to my airplanes, you know. They crash. I get that part. But it didn't die in a honorable way. It was moved, it was crushed in the moving truck, which really sucked. So I had a hard time letting go of it, but I did. I let go of it finally. So I'm really happy to get the 4-star bloodline back in to the hangar. Got a 60, got this 40 that Ryan is going to finish. That's the biggest part of the holdup. That's a part that I didn't really advertise when we were doing the build. This is Ryan's airplane. Okay. When he's ready, he is going to maiden it. I'll maiden it if I have to, but it's his airplane. I mean, he flies my 4-star 60. That last time out at the field, I mean, I'm just blown away. All right, now we got the bottom side of the airplane. Everywhere I'm gonna iron it down. And the sucky thing about this, it dries clear, so it's not like you can really look and know for sure. But you'll find out when you go to put fabric down. And that happens, well, put your Stix-it where you need to put it. And let it dry. I mean, you don't get in a hurry. That's where people screw up. That's where I screwed up learning how to do this. Got in a hurry. Now my stabs, I like to try to wrap them. And we're going to seal them back here. It leaves a nice clean leading edge. You can do the other way, and on the bigger models, sometimes I do. And then I'll run some pinking tape along the leading edge. Now on this lower model, we're going to try to fold it around, or we're going to. There ain't no try about it. So we know we're going to iron back here. And don't throw your Stix-it away when we're done with this. There's going to be some more that you're going to apply. We know we're going to iron here, so we're going to apply our Stix-it here. I think you guys can see that. I apologize for having to look at my ugly face this whole time, but hey, nobody said we were pretty, right? Still looks kind of dry, so I'm going to hit it again. Alright, now I'm going to hit the back side of the vertical. And our triangle stuck back here. Just like that. Oh, I may have to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I would edit that out, but my computer that I used to edit videos, that's why we hadn't had none of the fancy intros or nothing like that, that I used to edit, went tits up. So, I mean, I'm recording it on my phone and I'm uploading it directly. There's no editing. Now I'm going to go ahead and brush that whole triangle stock with Stix-it. Okay? Because we're going to iron there. Come around front, and then that whole piece of triangle stock. Good. Then I'm going to get some here on the runners, because we're going to iron there. Now, I've noticed on a lot of 4-stars, this is where a lot of wrinkling of the fabric tends to be. So we're going to try to take our time and not get that wrinklage. And then on the bottom side here, of course, we're going to get inside here on both the fuselage and the stab, of course. Both sides. Paint that on. Nice and shiny like that. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull some on the side here. Just in case, I'd rather it be there than not. And then I already have half the fabric ironed on and nothing to stick it to. So that's it. That's all there is to putting Stix-it on a model. So thanks for watching, and we'll probably release another video later putting fabric. We'll see how well it dries before the day is over with. All right. And be careful where you put it down. You don't want shit sticking to your model.